Well, hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to. Let me be a little bit more specific because I know I have to be specific in these days. To the next number 2 video, No Time to Be Sad podcast. Anyway, hope everybody's doing great this morning. Got 105 people in. Awesome. So let me just quickly tell you guys what this is all about if you're watching this for the first time or the second time. This is going to be not just with other vloggers. It's going to be mostly about Thailand, but it's going to be a lot of other interesting people too. And we're going to chat about, try not to chat too much about current events because sometimes that can get a little hostile, but, just talk about things that might benefit other people who are interested in travel or life inside of Thailand, and also get to know some of the characters that you see on the internet. Maybe we can find out maybe one thing we didn't know about them before. The problem is this is live, so I can't edit anything out. So I feel sorry for them. But my next guest, actually, I've known him for I think a couple of years now. Actually, we all get along really well with James, Chocolate Man in Thailand. He's actually came here and started the new year off last year here in ThatPhanom. We had a great time, and we've been on a couple of trips together. So I know James in a personal level. So obviously we're still friends, or maybe after this live stream, I don't know. But anyway, I like James. James is real. If you guys don't know James, you need to know James. I'll put his link in the description box of the video. So yeah, a little bit about James.
Amazing.
Bird's grabbing me. Hope he doesn't steal my money. Good looking animal though. I hope he don't peck me in the head. I'm not a coconut. See, he's looking at me. Don't look at me. Freaking me out.
You can say Rambo.
What's his name?
Rambo.
Rambo?
Yes.
Rambo.
Rambo.
He's gonna bite me, I know it.
Stairs. Everywhere we go, stairs. That's good for you. Look at this cave. Wow. Whoa.
Look at He's got some new friends.
โอ้ยร้อน One more.
Yeah.
ไม่ต้องกลัวกลัวแล้วล่ะตอนนี้โอ้ยมันเยอะเกิน
There we go. Photo. Smile. Whoa, why you say bad word? Naughty girl. Okay.
โอ้ยแต่แล้ว
Good job, Fa.
เอายังไงล่ะ
Good job.
And without any further ado, the master of smoothness, James. Good morning.
Good morning, Chucky. What's going on? Good morning, Chad. Good morning, everybody who came in to watch us today. Looking awesome. Let's do this.
Man, I know you had a couple live streams last night. How's the head this morning?
Yeah, we pushed it up a little bit last night. It was good though. I reined it in about 10:30, 11. It's like, all right, it's time to go home, get a little sleep. Got to go live with Chuck in the morning. Everybody was like, oh, I don't think he's gonna make it. Oh, he's probably gonna be too drunk. Blah blah blah. I'm like, come on, man. I'm a professional. I can handle this.
Yeah, they don't know your skills, right?
Yeah. It's all good, baby. It's all good.
And you had the master moderator with you, huh?
Oh yeah, Mitch even snuck out for a little bit there, and he's still active. I think he's been on since like 2:00 in the morning. So Mitch don't need sleep. He's amazing.
Yeah, I think him and Daz are on the same sleep level. I didn't sleep much last night either. I got to thinking about this trip that we're planning, and I don't know why, but you start thinking about videos and stuff rolling. It's like I can't make this shit stop. What do I do? So I went
It'll
downstairs
be
and drank the
insane.
rest of your Jack Daniels.
Yeah, I think you opened Pandora's box on this one, brother. It's going to be pretty wild. I'm sorry if you're not in Thailand right now and can't come hang with us, but we got an epic trip coming up in a couple of weeks. It's going to be crazy.
We'll talk about that here right now, but I'm going to make a video here coming up in the next day. But this is going to be an adventure where I think no vlogger has ever gone before, and the theme of this is going to be, I don't know 100% yet the theme, but it's going to be pretty much we're going to just have a good time, and we're going to help stimulate the economy. We're just going to like pile on to Koh Chang and have a massive good time. We're going to spend some money, and it's going to be fun. So right now, I think we're at 17 people. So, and that's just after announcing it on day one. So I don't know. A lot of my people don't probably follow me on our Facebook page, but we have some. I don't know. It'll be out. The video will be out soon, and I will try to figure out how we can manage this stuff. But anyway, so enough about that. So what about James?
What about me? What about me? If you guys don't know it by now, this is me. Now, I've been doing enough live streams lately that my current event should be out there, just enjoying life here in Pattaya. Pattaya is definitely opening up. There is new life here. I put out a poll the other day, asking if people still think Pattaya is dying, what's going on. And it's still like 30% of the people think that Pattaya is dead, never coming back. I promise you, like just a little bit they opened up. When they opened up till 9 p.m. and they could have the bars open and the rest, bars could become restaurants or whatever. That was enough to just spark the economy. And now we get 2 more hours. We have less restrictions. The police aren't really giving anybody a hassle except for people who are clearly breaking rules. It's just the city's alive again. So I'm feeling invigorated, but I'm also ready to travel with you guys too. I can't wait. It's a long 2 weeks wait because I want to go now. Let's go.
I know you, and you only do what makes sense to you, and really you do like the easiest route possible, which I think is brilliant. But you found yourself in Pattaya, I'm guessing because you really like that area. But tell me what you really like the best. 'Cause I know you said Koh Chang's not for you, Pattaya is not for me, but I have a lot of things I do like about Pattaya. But what is the key things that you really enjoy about that area that makes you want to stay there?
Yeah, it's just the access to friends here. That's probably the biggest thing, is that there's a lot of people here. I feel very comfortable. It's like, coming back to your hometown and everybody knows you. Everybody knows your name. You go in places, everybody knows you. That's a very comfortable feeling. That's a safe feeling. I like about that. There's access to everything here in Pattaya. It's a great home base. You got good housing options. You've got the beach. You can go out to the island if you want to have like a really good island experience. It's 30 minutes on the ferry. It's just, it's such a good home base for me. It checks so many boxes for me that I'm very comfortable here. So
is there things that you don't like about Pattaya?
Oh yeah, of course. There's many things I don't like about it. I wish the beaches were a little cleaner. I wish, the streets were a little bit cleaner, I wish there wasn't so many dodgy people here, but it's all good. Good with the bad. It's all good.
I think that's the main thing for me. And I don't think you like this word, but sketchy, like sketchy people. It's just, it's kind of like, it's funny to sit there at the bar and people watch, because it's like people lurking around the corner, like, okay, what are you looking at me? Don't look at me. I don't want you to see what I'm doing. I don't know. I just get that vibe there. It's fun. I like to visit Pattaya for, I would say, no more than 3 days, and I've had enough fun. Time to go. So, but there's a little bit of sketchy people that kind of lurking around. It's
100%.
It's entertaining.
You will definitely run into people that like, I'm probably not going to hang out with that dude. I probably wouldn't be out with that dude. But
I think I think we first met in Ranong, right? I'm trying to remember, but was it in Ranong?
That was our. Yep. Because me and CJ got there, I think, about the same time, and that was our first time meeting. And that's when I met Paige. I met Paige before I met you. I freaked her out. It was so hilarious. We're in the lobby. I'm with previous friend there, and I see Paige. I said, "Hey, Paige," and she looked at me like I was a friggin' stalker. Like, get away from me, you freak show. And she's like, hi, and then kept moving. She was gone. It's right outside. She had no idea who I was. She, what is this dude yelling at me? Why does he know my name?
You know what? She's really used to that. And she tells me about it all the time, but sometimes she'll be walking around the mall and somebody will just grab her and hug her. And she's like, okay, do I kick this guy in the balls or what do I do here? You know, but she understands now.
That's a little too much.
Yeah, she's like, I know these people, they think that they know who I am, and, I'm okay with that. But, people come up to, too, they come up to you like they know you, and it's a little strange sometimes, but you get used to it. You get used to it. Not
100% appropriate. Just saying hi is good, but physical touching, not so much. Not so much.
So before I actually met you, I was like, who is this Chocolate Man? Like, I have to meet this guy. That's funny. Like, that name is like the first thing I thought about you is like, this guy's, in our world, like that would be like something you probably wouldn't say. Like that would be borderline inappropriate, So I was like, this guy sounds like I'm going to like him already. So that was I was intrigued. I said, I gotta meet this guy. And I think the very first thing I said to you was like, bullshit, you're milk chocolate. You're not friggin' Chocolate Man. But what enlightened you to come up with that brilliant name?
I went through a couple ideas I want to do. I never thought my channel was going to do a damn thing. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, a title is important, though. A good name is important. And I don't know. It just came to me. I was like, I think I was thinking about Black Man in Thailand, something like I was doing. I don't know. I had a couple of ideas. I can't even remember what I had written down. I know I written down some ideas, but when I said Chocolate Man in Thailand, because I saw a story on where Chocolate Man came from. It came back from like the 60s, 70s during the wartime and all that. And I guess GIs had chocolate bars they would give the locals and they'd call him a chocolate man. Whether they white, black, didn't matter. Anybody give him chocolate, they call him a chocolate man. But that story kind of resonated with me. I was like, Chocolate Man in Thailand. What? It was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, I think that was going to be solid. And I knew it was going to be controversial, which is always good when you're kind of entertainment type. Yeah. If it's an entertainment type business, you need something that's going to be a little controversial. So I was like, let me go with that.
Yeah.
I think that'll work.
Well, I've never heard that story. I don't know if that's somewhere buried in one of your live streams or not, but interesting.
Yep. I think I might have mentioned it when I was on somebody else's show before, but it's just how.
So you're retired. You're retired Air Force. Of what, 20, how many years?
23 years in the Air Force, baby.
So I want to ask you a question about transitioning out of that life, because in the military, things are pretty much black and white. There's circumstances for your actions, good or bad. But outside in the real world, it's like people, they think on their own, and a lot of them don't have consequences for their actions. And it's difficult, I think, to adapt. But you find yourself in an Asian culture where everything is so relaxed. How did you deal with that when you first got out of the military? Did you have a problem with it?
No, not at all. I've been traveling to Asia since like 2008. Even something. Actually, I came to the Philippines in like the 90s, but I was only here for a short time. But anyway, so basically early 2000s, mid 2000s, I was already coming to Asia, already comfortable with it, already knew I wanted to live here. I had no other designs on anything, getting a job, doing anything else, living in the States. I knew I was going to live in Asia. So I've already adapted to the culture. Now, when I first came over here, you got a lot of learning to do. I was like, what is going on here? Why are things this way? Why do things happen like this? Why is this? Why are these amazing women grabbing me? It is a bit of a culture shock, coming from the States and getting that kind of attention from everybody is just really interesting, especially in the Philippines. The Philippines don't mind staring at you. So when you go to the Philippines as a darker guy, you definitely get a lot of attention. Everybody looking at you constantly. It's just like, what? Why do you keep staring at me? It's very strange.
I've been sitting with you at a restaurant and you yell over there, why don't you come over here and sit with me? You're staring at me, just come over. I know they don't know what the hell you're saying, but you're saying, hey, come on, stop looking at me. Come on over here and sit down.
It's funny
So
stuff.
I mean, that doesn't bother you in a negative way. You don't feel like you're being racially profiled or anything because you're black
because
here in Thailand.
more than anything, like people ask me, like Joe asked me about this before when he did my interview, and it's like it's usually just a case of ignorance. They don't understand. They don't know, like, why, why are you different and why do people treat you? They don't understand it. They just know what they've been told or what they see on TV or what their family has passed down for years or whatever. But it's more ignorance. It's not racism. They just don't understand. And if you just if you actually had a conversation with them or just show them some kindness or whatever, it rolls right off their backs. It's all good. It's no big deal. So
yeah. Well, I think that's nationwide. People like not just Thailand. They act like that all over the world. But anyway, yeah. So what I do like about you is you do you, and you don't really worry too much about what anybody else is doing, and you don't try to inflict you on anybody else. Like you, and I think that's why we all get along. We're all so different, but we don't try to train each other to think differently. And I think that makes for good conversation to where we're not the type of people that we have to turn into something to appease each other. We don't have to, we just say, what's on our mind. And I think it makes for intellectual conversation. We can learn from each other and we know we're not just full of crap and just trying to make each other feel good. Oh, I like you. You're, this, but we talk a lot of crap back and forth to each other. And I think it's good, very good. So 100%. I want to ask you, and I had mentioned this earlier on my Q&A videos about hiring agencies for people that want to come to Thailand and travel around Thailand, go to different places other than, the normal stuff they see on YouTube before we came along, and started blogging. But, I mentioned that they could hire a beautiful lady, not like a prostitute type thing or, an escort, but, they could actually, there's agencies out there where you can hire a male or a female person to pretty much be your tour guide and, speak for you, do everything for you, just make your life real easy for like little to no money. But I had mentioned that, but when I first started talking to you and you were talking about your travel buddy, that's what I initially thought. And I don't know if it was the case initially or whatever, but when you mentioned travel buddy, it's like, oh, this is brilliant. Like he's doing everything the easy way. You don't speak Thai. It's difficult sometimes to get what you want. I mean, we all point and say, I want this or that. And, most of us don't speak Thai anyway, but you went about it in a way that made life easier for you to kind of transition through Thailand. So was this planned prior to coming to Thailand, this thought with the travel buddy?
No, not having a girlfriend or having a significant other was not necessarily in a plan. I just kind of, sometimes it's just a matter of convenience or, just bump into somebody like that. But me, I definitely like the path of least resistance. I'm retired. I'm trying to live that retired life. I want things as simple as possible. And as soon as it gets complicated, I want to be able to just unload that, hey, you need to, this ain't working for me. You can go, or, hey, I'm not going to deal with immigration. You know what? Here's my agent, all right. Yeah. Hey, I am drunk off my butt right now. Probably not a good idea if I drive. Hey, let me hop on this motorbike taxi and go. And like path of least resistance, no problems,
Well, you brought up the immigration thing. So a lot of people tell me, because I always have some kind of immigration problems just because of the location I'm at. So this is my luck, I guess. But people say, why don't I get the elite visa? Why don't I just take the path of least resistance and do that? Well, for me, I'm married to a Thai, and it's not as bad. It's just a little bit of I just call it a misunderstanding. But when you talk about the elite visa being so easy, tell me, what do you have with the elite visa? What effort do you have to do on your own having this visa?
Yeah, I mean, there's pretty much nothing I have to do. The 90-day, I can just take it to the agent. They take care of that for free if I want them to do that. I mean, I could go to immigration and do it, but why? When I got the agent that'll do it for me. When you're traveling out of the country, little agent, when everything's normal. Right now, they don't really do it, but the little agent will meet you there at the gate, and then she's going to hand walk you hand in hand over to first class check-in, regardless of what class you're flying. You check in with first class. Then after they check you in for your seat and everything like that, they give you your lounge access. then the agent walks you through immigration, where you go into the VIP line there in immigration. And then after you get through that, she's waiting for you on the other side. Then she hand walks you over to the lounge and says goodbye. It's just like, I love that. I love that attention.
But
in a normal day, that's how it works.
still physically have to go to the immigration though, right?
Oh, absolutely. But again, you're going through the VIP line. You're in a separate lounge. It's only for dignitaries, VIPs, first class, and crew. Right. That's the only people that can go through there. So I was like, when things get going again, that'll be very, very convenient. But right now, they're not really. It doesn't really matter. Everything's so slow at the airport.
Are you planning on extending that?
No, I won't extend. Once I get over 50, then there's no point. And I'll be like 51 when my visa expires. So I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I'll just go back to, I think it's a very good option if you've got the money, you're under 50, and you also like that convenience. If you're over 50 and just like convenience, it's an awesome option. You get that kind of money, whatever, totally worth it. You're going to have no drama. Every year you don't have to worry about anything. If you have to do an extension, and it can be a little, it's not really a hassle. You just got to let them know, hey, I got to do an extension. And again, the agent is going to take care of that all for you. So it's not a big deal.
Right. And on your channel, you talk about agents. You try to help out your audience as much as you can by simplifying things. You do a great job at actually showing that. So people want to check out your channel. They can find these agencies, not through the Elite Visa, but just agencies in Pattaya or Chonburi province, and they can assist pretty much do the same thing for little money, right?
Yep. Everything for a little bit of money. And that's the biggest thing. I was like, I know some people like, oh, I'm not paying that. It's only $1,900 for an extension. I'm not paying any extra. I'm not dealing. I can go to immigration myself and I can do this. Okay, that's great. If you speak Thai, if you have a Thai wife or a very, a significant other who doesn't mind dealing with that type of stuff, cool. I get it. Yeah. Don't waste the money. There's absolutely no reason to spend extra money. If you don't mind hanging out for a couple of hours and dealing with immigration agents and all that, cool, no worries. But again, if you're like me, which there are many people I know who are like me, path of least resistance. Okay, I pay my $300 American to this agent. She goes and does all the footwork. I just sit there like an idiot playing with my phone. And then she's like, okay, come over here, picture. All right, come over here, sign this. Okay, go sit down. I come get you in a minute. Like, all right, I'm good with that. That's how I need it to be right there. I'm good with that. Just walk me around like an idiot. And then at the end of it, and that's funny. When I did my extension, because I had to do one extension on my Elite here. When I did my extension, I just sat there like a bump on a log. And at the end of it, she literally had to tell me, it's like, okay, you can go. You can go home. You're good.
Hang on, I'm trying to answer comments over here. Right?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. It's good times.
How old are you, James?
Old enough.
No, seriously, my mom is in the audience. I have to stop and say hello to mom.
Which one is your mom?
Karen Hers.
Oh, Karen Hers. Okay, I didn't know.
Now it's out there. It's out there.
Oh.
It's like, what's your mom's name? My mom is Karen. Oh, she's a Karen? Yeah.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Chuck's mom. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in the chat, hanging out.
So, we were talking earlier about, your mom, and it seems like they could be like really good friends. You're trying to get your mom to come to Thailand too. And, I'm bringing my mom here in a few months. So that would be kind of funny to get them roomed up with each other.
Yeah. We
get them roomed up with each other and then we get Thun to take care of both of them.
Oh man, it sounds like a train wreck, but yeah. I know Thun would do a great job, but it would just be wild.
But wouldn't you like to just set a camera up in the corner somewhere?
Oh, absolutely. We'd have to get them like a live camera or something like, hey, you guys got to go live every day for at least 2 hours. Just turn the camera on and just sit there and argue about stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty funny. But I'm pretty excited about this next trip. We're headed back to our favorite place. I don't know if it's your favorite place, but it's my favorite place. Is Koh Chang, but actually Chocolate, which is an island just after Koh Mak, is one of the most beautiful places, I think, in Thailand. And me and you met up there last year. We were supposed to hook up in Koh Chang, but we met up in Chocolate. So we're going to go there for 3 days. But everybody's pretty much got everything booked, I think, for the trip. And like I said earlier, I'll post. this trip's either going to be really fun or a friggin' disaster.
If everybody goes in it, everybody goes in it to the right attitude, with the right attitude, doesn't worry about trying to, hold down their space, and, hey, I need to be sitting next to Chuck or something like that. Yeah, it's good. As long as it doesn't get weird like that, everybody just kind of, at some point, people are going to have to kind of do their own things, or they're just not, it's going to be, we can't do everything together. It's just, we're too big. It's going to be crazy. So I don't know.
Controlled chaos.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Come say hi to everybody. Mom's on here too.
Pookie, what's up, Pookie? Good morning, Pook. How you doing?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. She's doing nothing. Actually, you're exercising, huh?
No, I just finished my coffee.
Never mind. She's drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's gonna be a super. Yeah, she said James looks so serious.
That's me trying to read.
Anyway, yeah, it'll be fun, and looking forward to meeting you in Trat. You saw the resort; it's a pretty cool place. I think we met Klaus and Thune there one time and had a interesting time in a swimming pool there. But anyway, I think we should answer some questions while we got 340 people in the chat. That's quite a big crowd. I think everybody pretty much knows everything about you, James, but I wanted to get you the second, not to put you in front of, and put you behind Joe, but I want to bring my closest friends, on the show first. So that being said, if I don't pick you in the next 10, don't be offended by that, because there's a long list. So I want to try to have other people on here other than vloggers as well. Some of the people in the chat have quite a few interesting stories to tell also,
Those who know Joe know that he had to be first. If you didn't have him at first, I wasn't going to be responsible for what happened to you.
I think I mentioned that on the channel. I was like, I had to bring you on here.
Yep, Joe's got to be number one for sure.
Yeah. Paige actually come up with a pretty good song for Joe, but she wanted me to put it out there but I said I can't do it. But she sent it to Paige, but she sent it to Gift. It's called Baby Joe, but it's friggin' hilarious. I said, no, I can't do that to my buddy. Maybe Joe can get Gift to show him the video later.
Yeah, I'm dying to hear it now. Come on, send it.
CJ, we got CJ. I had a long talk with CJ the other day. Of course, you're going to be coming on very soon. I actually don't have like an itinerary of guests I'm just kind of at random, but I think I'm going to have to do this more than just on a Saturday, but I've had a busy week dealing with immigration myself. I just did my 90-day check-in online, and it said I overstayed, that I have to go into immigration. I was like, you people are, So, I'm not overstayed. It's just probably they put something in the system that doesn't match what I'm putting in on the computer, and it just kicked it out. So, but because Paige had to also do the 90-day check-in, and hers went in no problem. So, and we
probably
came
your previous passport.
Yeah, they're supposed to. I paid them 500 baht to change all that crap, but I love Thailand.
This is the stuff you just learn to like, all right, whatever. That's just part of the deal living here. It's all good.
I think it's been very challenging, this past couple years, and then we're all trying to understand everything that's going on. And it's mind boggling, and it's difficult for us. But I think if you're going to survive in Thailand, like I know you are, you have to be flexible. You have to adapt, and you got to try to figure out a way to get around the chaos in a way that benefits you as easy as possible, So you seem to manage that.
Yeah, some people, they go 0 to 100 and don't know how to come back down, but you really need to learn to go 0 to 100 and back down to 0 again. And you need to do it quickly, because you don't want to get yourself in a bad situation arguing with somebody you should not argue with. They can make your life a lot more difficult. Don't do it. It's not worth it. So,
I've grown up a lot on YouTube. You know, I mean, my whole attitude and thought process has changed since if you watch some of my videos 5 years ago. You know, I've changed a lot, and I think you have to. And I've had people pop back in after a few years. You know, oh, I see you've changed your mind about this and this, and I was like, you know, I mean, I don't respond to them, but I'm thinking, you know, you have to not be narrow-minded in this country. I mean, you have to try to figure it out, move forward, and learn. You can't just stay one-sided and then expect things to go your way. It's just not going to work out, you know.
Yep, 100%. You want to go to some of these questions? I see a bunch of questions popping up.
Let's do that. Let's. I don't know where to start, man. There's so many. If you guys got some questions you want to ask James or me, let's have them.
Let me scroll back as far as I can here. I saw a few earlier. Yep. Everybody's saying hi to Mom.
Brock asks like if the question has been asked, Soy Mafia doesn't have the patience to sit and talk. Yeah, you met Mafia. She has about as much patience as a 10-year-old, I think. Yeah, she doesn't, she's really short sentence, and she just is like, why are you asking me these questions? You know, she doesn't really want to hold a long conversation, especially on a camera.
From Stinky, James, how old are you? And you gave up on hair back in about the late 90s. I started shaving my head. So I think it was like 97, 98. I was in Korea. You know, my boy always shaved his head. And I was like, well, let me try that. You know, he gave me his clippers. He had these really close cut clippers. And I tried to shave my head. And that was it from there on. You know, for how long now? 20 plus years now I've been shaving my head. So not to mention the top doesn't grow in anymore. So there's no point in even trying.
James, what's your favorite Thai dish?
Such a tough one. You know, I mean, I can always do the easy one like Pad Kaprao Moo or something like that. But it's like my all-time favorite is probably like, I don't know, what's that? Pad See You. You know, like yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know. It's hard for me to say. It just depends from day to day. There's a lot of Thai food I love. You know, pretty much all the meats like on the stick are good.
That fried pork with the garlic.
Yeah, that's really good. Fried pork with garlic. I mean, it just it just depends. Yeah, just throw something in front of me that's Thai, and I'll see if I like it or not. It's all good. It's all good. There's Thai food I haven't tried yet that I love too. I'm terrible at top 10 lists and top, what's your top thing? It just depends on my mood that day. It really does.
Toby's got a question for you.
James, you look like you did not enjoy. Yeah, you didn't enjoy the U.S. Were you glad to get back to Thailand? I was very glad to get back. The U.S. is so expensive, But I'll tell you one thing that was kind of nice, refreshing to see back there is nobody, like what you see on the media is not reality on the streets. Nobody, was really caring about what was going on. Nobody, like people were just just being themselves, relaxing, enjoying themselves. Washington had just opened up, so restaurants were open. People were, socializing again, enjoying themselves. They had to go through the mask and all that stuff, whatever, all that stuff. But they were relaxed and enjoying themselves, and nobody wanted to talk about what was the world situation. Nobody cared about that. Just talking about regular stuff, regular old human interaction was nice. I like that very much. So, but yes, I was ready to get back to Thailand. Everything was too damn expensive. That was the biggest problem. Mm-hmm. Everything was ridiculous. I was like, nah, I can't deal with this. I need to get out of here, go back to somewhere I can afford. So it's all good. But yes, very true.
13
did not enjoy it that
in
much.
Asia. James, where were you in Korea? Osan, Kunsan, or Daegu?
Yep, did a year in Osan. Osan was great. Then again, that's kind of where I got my love for it. It was the first time I'd ever really lived overseas, traveled overseas, anything like that. Was living in Korea. I met up with a very good friend there, and yeah, it changed my whole perception on everything. Just wow. Here's the options. Living in a foreign country is not a big deal. Like it just opened my eyes. Like, man, there's so many different things I could be doing with my life right now. So yeah, dug it.
Here's one. Jam. How are you, Jam? She asked, why did Paige have to do the check-in? Well, when we went back to the United States, a lot of things changed while we were there, but we went back to get one of the many things was to get the vaccination. But we got the vaccination in her American name, which is in her American passport, not thinking there was going to be a problem. And when we had to do the the registration to get back, it has to match, the passport and the airline ticket. So she wasn't able to come in with her Thai passport like she always does, just because of the Thai pass system. So once that's over, we just make another trip. But she ended up having to get a damn visa when we got here. She just got a tourist visa on arrival, tourist visa, the 30-day deal. We went right to immigration, and it's easy for Thai people. They just pay the 1,900 baht, and they have a special type of visa for them that doesn't require any financials, any of that stuff. But yeah, that was kind of a ridiculous thing. What's funny is that she did the 90-day online, and I can't seem to do that, but whatever. Jason, let's skip that one.
Yeah, skip that one. What's going on, guys? All right, go ahead.
Stinky. Here's one. James, if you were about to get in a bar fight, who would you rather have by your side, Chuck, Joe, or Mitch?
Oh, Joe by far. Haven't you seen how big Joe muscles are? That dude is. He's a bra. He's rah, yeah. I wore these glasses in honor of Joe today, by the way.
I would think Mitch, because I think Mitch is probably the most level-headed guy. He could probably get you out of the fight more than into the fight. You got to think smart, right? David Remington, thank you very much for that. Enjoy a few Leos. We sure will. Thank you. Daz is in the house. Daz, I'm going to get you on here. I'm pretty sure you knew that, but I got to get Daz. Maybe one day we'll get to see Daz again in Thailand.
Hopefully. Yeah. I never really got to hang out with Daz. I've seen him before, but I never got to hang out with him. So yeah, we got to get this going. Come on, Daz. Yeah. It's time to come back, brother. Good numbers in the chat, 392. Make sure you guys are smashing that like. Thanks so much.
And the sound quality is so good on your microphone. I was telling James before, I don't want to outdo him. I would be out of character if I had everything perfect, so. Oh, alcoholism. Why me? Actually, I met this guy. He came by the house. Awesome guy. He's going to have an interesting channel. James, do you plan to build in Thailand?
No, I've talked about this before in the past. It's not really my thing to own property or do anything overseas. It's not like if I was going to invest or do something, it would be back in the States. I still have a house back in the States I've had for almost 20 years now. It's doing its own thing, rented out. So, I'm very comfortable with my investments not being outside the USA. So I just I don't know. Call me xenophobic, I guess. I don't know. I just more comfortable not having too much of my money or anything invested overseas.
Patty Forsman's got a random question. Chucky, why not more barbecue outside? I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I'm trying to get this thing built next door with the pool. We're going to have like a 5-star resort swimming pool and everything upstairs. And I want to have a big outdoor grill, all kind of stuff. I want to build a full bar outside too. It's going to be a really cool place to sit and drink coffee or drink a cocktail at night, But yeah, there'll be plenty of barbecues outside coming soon. Here's one for you, James.
All right. James, the Chocolate Man, can you do a video about how you use TRICARE in Thailand? Many vets would benefit from your experience. I kind of talked about this before. It's really simple, actually, though. Go to the bigger hospitals like, Bangkok Hospital and the other ones I can't pronounce, whatever, my language skills. Anyway, but you go in there, you go see their international department, and you tell them, hey, I am a retired vet. I have TRICARE, and I also, if you're registered with the VA, I'm also using the foreign medical program, and let them know who you are. They're going to give you a form, you fill it out, and that way when you have any issues, you come in, you just tell them, hey, I'm in the system, And now they know how to bill you, help you navigate the system, how to file your claims and all that. You can get assistance with that. So that's how that's probably the easiest way to do it. I mean, that's as simple as I can make it. But yeah, I should walk through the process, actually go in there, and maybe the next time I do all my annuals and stuff, I'll walk through the process with everybody. So good idea though.
Mr. Moody, can I ride a scooter on a foreign car license or a bigger CC? Actually, you can't legally. I mean, you have to have a motorcycle license or you have to have an international permit that says that you have a motorcycle, little tag on that. But you know what? I mean, when you rent a bike here, they never ask you if you have a license, period. If you get pulled over, you're going to just have to pay the fine. You'll be at the mercy of the police officer. So you have to have a motorcycle license or an international permit legally. But usually it's, to be honest with you, most places in Thailand outside of the tourist area, it's like 100 baht fine, if you don't have one. So this is kind of interesting. Carl, are you guys not scared of side effects of the Jabba Dabba? Lots of reports worldwide on the issue. I don't want to talk too much about this, but
me neither.
my mother-in-law, who has a lot of conditions, just had, they're all kind of freaked out about it anyway, but they just had their booster and all her friends are 70 plus years old. And we've gone 2 years now. So I think we're going to have to call BS on a lot of the stuff. Now, does it happen? And I always use this as an example. A lot of people die from taking Viagra, like their friggin' heart explodes. So, but we still take it, right? Well, the people that need it take it. So, but they're not afraid of that. But a lot of things can cause a negative reaction. You put in your body. You have no idea. So. Yeah, I'm not worried about the virus, and I'm not worried about the vaccine. And
yep,
I'm pretty sure James.
Sugar has killed more people than any drug or anything else out there. It's one of the most addictive substances on the planet. But there's no campaign against sugar, so I don't know. There's nobody talking about how bad sugar is for you, but it's all good, man. Whatever. Live your life, baby.
Interesting point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go, Brandon. I know this won't even be looked at, but I'll try it anyways. Do either of you guys report any of your earnings from YouTube to the Thai government because neither of you have a work permit? Like this, how does this guy know anything?
This troll ass dude. What? I'm not even going to talk to this guy. Matter of fact, I blocked this dude multiple times now. So whatever. Bye, Brandon. See ya.
James. Oh, why? This is Justine, good to see you. James, why did you pick the Air Force over the other branches?
Yeah, it's a funny story. Well, the Marine Corps and the Army were never an option for me. So not really what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be infantry or anything like that. I didn't want to be a grunt, any of that. So I went into the Navy office first with a friend of my mom who was in the Air Force Reserve. And he was like, all right, let's go here and talk to the Navy guy, whatever. He talked it up, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, sounds cool. And, I kind of signed. I didn't really sign anything. I just said, hey, we'll come back tomorrow and do this. We just want to go talk to Air Force first, but they're like, hey, we're going to make this happen. I'm going to do the Navy. And then I was like, but my mom's friend was like, hey, let's go talk to Air Force real quick and see what they got to say. And I walked in the Air Force recruiter's office and literally the first thing this guy said after I talked to the Navy guy, he's like, so how do you feel about 6 months on a boat? Done. It's a wrap. I was like, yep, I'm joining the Air Force. So that was about as much as I knew about anything about the military. I knew nothing. I came in, a lot of guys will know I came in open general mechanical. A lot of guys will know, like, yeah, that's a death sentence. You have no idea. Like, you could do any mechanical career in the Air Force that and they can, for the recruiter, it's awesome because he can just throw you in the first slot that fits, and it was all history from there though. But the job I got wasn't too terrible. And I ended up changing later and had a hell of a career and loved it. So 23 years later.
I'm sorry to bring those I'm trying to delete. I don't know where my moderators are.
Yeah, Mitch, what's up, brother? Mitch, you're not really on it today, brother. There's a lot of dudes getting through.
Sometimes I want to go back at these guys, but I know you're my guest here too, so I have to.
I don't. You know me. I don't address them. I don't give them any love. Like, see ya. I know what their angle is. I know what they're digging for. Like, yeah, bye. I just don't deal with it.
It's like a 10-year-old. It's like a preteen pep squad girl, who just got kicked off the cheerleading squad. Wants to have some feel good moments on the internet. Anyway, let's see. J Media. Hey James, I like your girlfriend's sleeve tattoos.
Oh, thanks, J Media. She likes them too. A lot of people ask me about Foz tattoos and her nails and like that. I think they look nice, but I honestly don't care whether she had them or not. It's her. It's what she enjoys. It's her expression. It's how she wants to be seen. So I don't give her a hassle about it. I don't really care about it. Everybody asks me like, don't you worry about the nails, or don't you, she'd look so much prettier if she didn't wear eyelashes or didn't have. I'm like, well, that's your opinion. I really don't give a shit. She's a nice girl, and that's who I'm happy to be with. So I really don't care about how she presents herself. That's how I've always seen her. So it doesn't really. I knew what I was getting into when I started dating her. So it was like not a big deal for me.
This isn't a question, but it's funny. Jake, he said, if you were in a bar fight in Thailand, Joe would be the first to throw a punch at you. Chuck would clock you with a beer bottle when you're not looking, and Mitch would be outside deflating your tires so you can't run.
Awesome. Great comment, Jake.
Yeah. James, where are you now?
Right here in Pattaya, baby, chilling out. We're not really going to do any traveling until we roll out with Chuck. We might head out to Koh Lan or something like that, or just, of course, we've been running around town doing this and that. But, not really going to do anything because this trip we got coming up is going to be taxing. It's going to be, it's going to be a lot to take in, a lot to do. So, we can just take a break until then. It's going to be a lot of fun, though.
Here's one from Stinky for you, James. When the borders open up, where are you headed next?
I kind of want to go back to Bali just because it's just symbolic, because Bali was the last place I got to travel out of the country, other than the U.S. So I'm like, I kind of want to go back to Bali, but man, there's so many other places I want to go. And I've been talking to my boy. I might go to Dubai. I got a friend in Dubai. Might go hang out in Dubai for a little bit. But yeah, I'm ready to get my wheels spinning. I just don't want to, even though I'm a long time, I got a long-term visa and everything. Me personally, I don't really want to deal with going back through quarantine and all that stuff again, or coming back in on a test and go or whatever. It wasn't hard. If you're really looking to get back to Thailand, you should definitely do it. But for me, living here, it's just not worth the hassle. I'd rather just chill out and wait, because I can just, I'm in a perfect place where I can wait it out. I can just wait until things get better. And I think 6 months from now, we'll be looking a whole lot different. So. And we can actually say that and mean it now, because we said it many times before, but this time we can really mean it. I think we're really making a turn here. I think we're really heading to, Philippines open up, other places open up. It's like, yes, other places have completely dropped their restrictions. I mean, that's good. That's good. That's positive progress. I love it.
I think they're not going to be able to hold on much longer. I think they're going to have to release it pretty soon.
When the decree goes away, I'm booking a ticket. Definitely. When the emergency decree goes away, I'm booking a ticket, because that pays the way for everything. They can't change anything rapidly after that. It takes like an act of Congress or whatever, the Parliament or whatever, to actually change anything when they don't have those emergency powers. So,
Mr. T is in the house. Question for both of you. What's your favorite province here other than your home province?
Krabi. All day. I love Krabi. Most scenic, beautiful place down here is just absolutely insane. The first time you drive into Krabi, you're just like, what is going on here? Like all the limestone formations and all that. It's just a very chill area. I don't necessarily want to live there, but visually it's just stunning, And then if you go into the national parks in that area, it's just, the epicness does not stop. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I can't answer that question, man. There's just so many. I have no idea. Yep. I mean, I really do love NakhonPhanom. I mean, I think I say that in every one of my videos back home. I'm so fortunate that that's where we landed. That's where my in-laws live. But I like Koh Chang, which is in Trat province. But I don't know. I like Krabi too. That's pretty tough, Krabi is.
It is tough. It is. I just threw that one out there because I was like, I thought that question earlier. I was like, I really do like Krabi. I would put that out there. But yeah, there really is amazing options here. And if you're coming to live to Thailand for the first time, like I have another friend who wants to come and live to Thailand, you need to go live a few other places. Don't just come right to Pattaya or somewhere. Go live some other spot, because I'm telling you, you're not sure where you're going to be comfortable here until you live there for a little bit.
I do like Phuket too. I haven't been there in a while. I'm kind of like putting it off throughout this whole mess, this ordeal, but I like Phuket too. I really do.
100%. Beautiful place too. I had a great time. That 7 days I was out there, I loved it. I could have stayed longer, but I was ready to get back home.
James, can you use VA in Thailand or just TRICARE?
You can use both VA. You can use the foreign medical program with the VA and TRICARE. And again, the international departments at the major hospitals speak our language. They understand what that system is. So just talk to them.
Douglas Lander, big fan of you both of you guys. James and Chuck, are you going to follow the NFL? Who do you like winning, the AFC or NFC, or who do you like winning the Super Bowl? James, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, Chuck isn't really a big sports guy. And me, I have not really done much with sports since I've been here. When you get here, I'm telling you, once you get hobbies, get a life, go travel, anything like that, it's so hard to follow American sports anymore. I love watching football, but I have not really. I've watched maybe 3 or 4 games all year long, and I'll definitely try to watch the championships. Because it's you get into the conference championships, even the divisional stuff is fun too. That's good football. Like the games last weekend, I watched like a 30-minute recap of them because they were awesome. They were really awesome games. But yeah, it's not a priority for me. I don't even know. I forgot who the 4 teams are in the conference championships this weekend, but they're going to be good games, and I'll try to watch them. And I have no idea who's going to the top. Can't tell you. I have no idea.
Easy in Life says no offense, but his daughter's in a hospital because of the jab. That was his comment earlier. Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
Actually, the lady down the street here, which was, I think she was pushing 80 years old, she got her second shot. And this is the only person I really know and she died. I guess you could say from the shot, but really she had a whole lot of problems. And she had a horrible reaction to the shot, and she passed away. But anything could happen with anything. Some people are allergic to penicillin and don't even realize it. And they die. So anyway, it's a tough subject.
Absolutely, that's why I don't like getting into it, because it's everybody's going to have like an anecdotal situation. Everybody's going to have somebody, hey, it saved their life, or hey, it caused somebody I know to die, or whatever like that. We can do onesie twosies all day. We can play the what if game all day. In the end result, the numbers are more in favor of doing it than not doing it. So that's whatever. I've been double vaxxed with Pfizer. My arms haven't fallen off. End of story. I was like, it is what it is. I'd rather people go out and do it than not do it. So anyway, you're more entitled to your opinion and not do it. Up to you.
Neil,
definitely not worth arguing though.
Short answer, no.
Yeah.
Neil asked me if I take Viagra. No, I got a young, rambunctious wife. No, no need.
Yep.
No need. Anyway.
Yeah, just arguing. Yeah, don't argue, guys. It's not worth it. Believe me, don't spend your whole day arguing with people who disagree with you. You're wasting your time. I used to, let me talk about it for a second. I used to do that. I used to be that guy who would get in arguments on Facebook and have them go for, a couple of hours, sometimes even a full day, just going back and forth with somebody. What an incredible waste of time. It absolutely. Let's
talk about booze.
Oh,
Is there any good bourbon in Thailand?
So unfortunately, they don't have Crown, so it's all good. But talking about bourbons, they got the Jack Daniels, they got Maker's Mark, and there's a couple other brands that you can get here. So you go to the big stores like Villa Market or something like that, and they have a great selection. So, but yeah, of course, I'm still hung up on Crown. That's my world. So,
Jim asks if you're going to do any regular vids instead of live streams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned this several times in my live streams that, during January, it's a shit month to do videos. It's just not good. So I'm like, I'm not doing the effort, and it's so easy to make lives, and I get a little help from you guys, and that's cool. But, honestly, I don't really need it. It's just to kind of keep the channel alive doing the lives. But yeah, it's got to be worth the effort. When you go through and you spend 2-3 hours on a video, you spend all day making it, you spend your own money, going somewhere, everything like that. And then the video makes $10. You're just like, well, okay. And like nobody watched it. You're like, all right, what am I doing this for? And like, if you're never going to get rich on YouTube, but it's nice to be compensated for your effort. And when you don't get compensated for your effort, you kind of like, all right, well, is it worth doing? I don't have to do this. So why do it if I'm not really getting anything out of it? It's just like, I don't know. Just kind of 50-50 thing there. So it is what it is.
I'm missing a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions. I just can't
Yep.
keep up with all of them. But here's another
Thanks for all
one,
the
James.
questions, guys. Good stuff.
James, if you were to buy a motorbike, which one would you choose? I think you did buy one, right?
Yeah, I did. I've owned my my Aerox 155 for like 2 years now, which reminds me registration is long overdue. But yeah, anyway, yeah, and it's a good bike. Several people have one. Kevin has one. Mitch has one. It's just a good bike. And just about any motorbike you buy, especially if you buy a brand new one, is going to last forever. But I don't recommend buying a new motorbike anymore. Because it is so easy to get maintenance and get things done on a bike here. Just save that initial sticker price and buy a year-old bike, maybe even 2 years old with, low mileage or something like that. Because if anything does go wrong with it, literally any shop around the corner is going to be able to fix it for a reasonable price. So, yeah, buy used and get whatever size works for you. I don't need a big bike because I just ride around Pattaya, which is, the best way to get around Pattaya is on a motorbike. Cars are no good here. So, yeah, don't get anything too big, in my opinion.
Let me jump to Mike here, one of our moderators. He just told me something that I didn't really realize. He said that they're watching the comments, but we see all of them because we're here on the StreamYard, so we see everything. So I didn't realize that. So
I'm also monitoring, so okay. I know what's going on in there. I know they're trying to delete them. I get it, but I still see them, and I'm like, okay, let me. So I'm still watching as well.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I didn't even realize that was what was going on. So
yep.
Anyway, here's one here. Hi, Chuck. What do you think about Cha'am for retiring? Thank you. I'm going to let James answer this question, and then I'm going to have a rebuttal.
And to be fair, we only spent one night in Cha'am, but it wasn't my favorite place. I didn't really dig the vibe. I wasn't really a fan of the way the beaches were set up. It's very tight down there. It kind of reminded me of Jomtien a little bit, but yeah, it really wasn't for me. Like I would rather live in Jomtien than I would Cha'am. It just, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. Or I'd even go down the road to Hua Hin. It just seemed nicer to me. But again, to be fair, I was only there for one night. So maybe there's more there to discover. Fa is in the chat, by the way. Say hi to Fa.
Hey, Fa. I'm my comment about Cha'am. I feel like when you talk about retirement, I feel like you're transitioning into another country that you need to probably learn some of the culture, maybe a little bit of language, the food, stuff like that. I feel like some areas in Thailand, it's difficult to get some of that culture. And I feel like Cha'am has a lot of resources for friends, shopping for foreigners and stuff like that. But it gives you really a good sense of Thailand. And you're by the beach, and I just think I don't think it's a good permanent place to lock down anywhere in Thailand. But I feel like Cha'am, and it has a lot of good communities outside of that beach road where there are a lot of expats that do live in Cha'am. So I feel it's a good starting point.
Fair
That's
enough.
just all I got to say about that.
Sling blade. Oh, good. I'm going to read this one. This comment got deleted, but I'm going to go ahead and read it anyway because I kind of like it. It's kind of funny. Hey, guys, Chuck and James, how is it walking around without your lady? Do other Thai ladies hit on you when you're out solo?
That is a good question, actually. Yeah. You can answer that one.
Yeah. I mean, guys, it is what it is. People are going to look at you. You're going to look at them. It's whatever. I mean, if you are a moderately attractive man in Thailand and you're in a place where there might be a lot of, I don't know, let's say more open type females, especially in Pattaya, yeah, they're gonna scream at you a little bit. They might say something. They might say hello or whatever. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's up to you to do what you do from there.
We get that all the time. I mean, Paige, what I really like about Paige is she's not jealous at all to an extent. I'll tell you one quick story, but most of the time we have women approach us, try to drag us into the bar while Paige is standing right next to me. I'm like, is this really happening? But one time me and Paige were sitting in a bar with a couple of our friends, and one of our friends' relative was there too. And I was making a video and I was buying everybody drinks, and we were having a good time. and I was, I guess you could say I was flirting with this girl, but not. And Paige was sitting right there. I was just being really kind of polite, and I don't know. I was making video and I was trying to get good content. And then the girl's sitting on my right, and Paige is sitting on my left. And I just turn around and look at Paige, and she is just burning a friggin' hole through my skull. And she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, oh shit! I didn't realize. Sorry, like, oh, I'm so sorry. It was kind of strange, but yeah, that was the first time and last time that's ever happened to me. But we always try to get pulled into bars. Anyway, I don't know why I shared that. I probably shouldn't have.
It's funny. It's hilarious. That's just what happens here. But you're gonna have to deal with that here. That might happen. They don't see us like American women see us. You're like, damn, look at that fat, pathetic dude over there. What a loser. He probably has no life, has nothing going. They don't look at you like that, man. That's why it's great over here. They don't see that. They see a potential mate. That's why they want to talk to you. So,
that's another thing about Thailand. If you're trying to diet in Thailand, your life is just miserable because everything revolves around food here. It's so difficult to try to be fit in Thailand. But I tell you, the culture, like, they look at skinny men in two ways. Either you're broke or you're sick. Like, they'd rather see somebody that was chubby. They have a physical attraction to chubby people more than skinny people. And it's the opposite, where we come from. But, where we come from, average is not the average it was 20 years ago, So
exactly. It's just they just have a more relaxed attitude about a lot of things that we just, in the States, we're just like, what? Like, no, that dude's never getting a date. But over here, you're like, you might see that dude with an absolute stunner. Like, what is he walking around with that 8 for? Like, what? How'd that even happen?
Village Frank, thank you I didn't catch you earlier for the super chat. Thank you again for the $9.99 special. I appreciate that. Just got to represent for my brother Marines, the Army and Air Force having the screen time Semper Fi.
Oh, good. Semper Fidelis, brother. Thanks for your service.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you see anything else you want to answer?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty in here. Let's keep rolling here. What are we saying? There you go. There's one. Yeah. Do you have to register the drone with the time? Absolutely. So you have to be registered not only with the aviation authority, but you also have to be registered with the broadcast authority. So make sure you get those two things. But again, path of least resistance, guys. You know me. That's how I roll. Go to the shop, usually the shop where you buy drones at, like a DJI shop or something like that, for whatever price. It may be $2,000, maybe $4,000, whatever. They will get your pilot license, your registration, your insurance, wrap it all up in one package, do all the paperwork for you, file it for you, get everything done correctly, and then send you a package with all your information, all your insurance, everything like that you can stuff in and carry with you with your drone at all times. Path of least resistance. That's how I rolled. I paid $4,000 to get me a license and all that paperwork and did all that stuff for me. I got it about a month later, and then I'm good. So that's just, I don't know. That's how I do things. Totally worth the money to me to be good with the government. Because if you crash that drone on private property, you hit a Thai citizen with it, something like that, I'm telling you, your life could get real difficult real fast.
Here's one, James. Martin asks if is Thailand going to be your final retirement spot, or are you planning to move somewhere else full time?
Yeah, Martin, with the state of the world there for the last couple of years, I was kind of just set on just chilling here. But as the world opens up, yeah, man, there could be a chance I move. You never know. I don't, especially once my visa expires, they're like, well, I'm not tied down here anymore. I can go do what I want. I don't feel like I'll be wasting my money because I'm no longer paying for a visa. So we'll see, brother. We'll see. We'll see what the future brings. I do get sleepy feet. So
Neil, seems like I'm picking you quite a bit. You have a lot of questions. Have either of you been to Chiang Mai? What would you do there? Yeah, I've got a few videos in Chiang Mai. I actually prefer Chiang Rai better, but there's a lot of good. I like the food. Of course, I like the food everywhere, but I do like the food and Chiang Mai. It's beautiful sceneries, but I'm more of an ocean guy or a beach guy, I'll say. more than Chiang Mai. But I think that's probably one of the second most populated expat communities in Thailand is in Chiang Mai. What are your thoughts on Chiang Mai?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I unfortunately went there in like a February, which was not smart. It was right during burning season. So yeah, the whole time my allergies were kicking. But we still had a great time. Me and my friend Alex went. This was before our YouTube, so I don't have any videos or anything on it. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Couldn't wait to go back. I really am looking forward to getting back up there again and, not going during the burning season and really enjoying the town. There's a lot more to see. I went all over the place. We rented a couple of scooters. We went all over the place. There's still a bunch more to see, and I haven't been to Chiang Rai yet, so another one I got to X off the list, though. And there's so much more up there to see. Pai and all that. There's so much more to see. So, yeah, love that area. Beautiful.
Here's another military question. You want to read that and answer that one?
Wow. Great info as a Marine vet. How and where do you find this information out? Is there a website? What can we do to get more info on using vet benefits? Okay. Yeah. The actual VA website and the actual TRICARE websites do have some limited information about overseas, but I'm telling you, just go into if you're here in Thailand, go into the hospital, go to the international department, sit down with the awesome ladies up there who usually speak fluent English and have a conversation about how your benefits work here. It'll probably be the easiest thing.
A lot of random stuff popping up.
Is fast food the same as the USA? No. Everything, when it comes to like American food, Western food, everything like that, and I'm assuming the Brits and, other countries will tell you the same thing too. Everything's kind of a one-off. It's not exactly the same. They don't use the same type of oils and spices that we do. So, they're just trying to make it what they think we want to eat, but it's not necessarily the same. In my opinion, that's how I interpret it when it comes to Western food here. But anyway, while Chuck's digging through there, 406 in the chat. Hope you guys smashed that like. Hope everybody's having a good time hanging out with me and Chuck. We knew this was going to be awesome. I knew it was going to be epic because I'm here.
Mrs. Fa, how are you, Fa? Lucky I come to the chat and saw some questions about me. Thanks, my boyfriend. Nice answer.
Of course. I know you're going to come in here eventually. I have to say nice things while we're online. Come on now. They can't know about how I tie you up in the bedroom.
Yeah. I didn't think she'd come on so early to hear all that.
Yeah.
You guys haven't checked out Fa's channel. You guys check that out. She does have a channel, right?
Yep, sure does. She just posts her TikTok. It's nothing exciting. She just posts her TikTok videos there. She just has fun with it, like you're supposed to do. She doesn't really care about what goes on over there. She just has fun with it.
Yeah. Does Fa have a work permit?
Does who?
Never mind.
Chuck trying to be a funny guy.
Never mind. Mike, if you don't get hit on in Thailand, even if you're with a woman, you might want to check yourself. Yeah. Daz, I know Daz is missing Thailand. He gets called sexy Phalang all the time here in Thailand. He misses that. I'm sure he's not getting any love in Cali.
Chris Bucko is asking, is there a site to buy expat cars?
Of course, yeah. You can just Google used cars in Thailand and a whole bunch of stuff will pop up.
Yeah, and usually when it's an expat owner, they make it very clear in the ad that they're an expat owner because they know it's probably going to be another expat that will buy it from them. So I've had any problem like Facebook Marketplace. Almost every car I looked at was owned by an expat. So what a big deal. Yeah. Wasn't hard.
T says he's chubby and broke.
But he still got a hot woman, so it worked out.
T, I know you saw all the information in the chat about the trip coming up. I haven't heard from you yet, so I'm wondering if you're interested in coming with us on that next trip.
The Village Farong asks, what mic am I using? This is the MV7 by Shure, available on Lazada. I believe it's 10,000 baht.
Chocolate Man is always hilarious online, but when it comes to content, he's always on point. Chuck, exclamation point ×3.
You sound like Siri reading that out. Chocolate Man is always hilarious online, but when it comes to content,
Sometimes I don't understand that. Like, what does that mean? Like, are you yelling at me? What does that mean? Like,
they're very excited. Very excited.
Like ×3. Like you'd put that time. Like I must have said something that I didn't offend you by something, did I?
I think it's a good thing.
James?
I think it's positive. Anthony North has been a good supporter of the channel. I think it's a good thing.
I'm sure it is.
I know Chuck just has to lay that sarcasm on. Oh, Chucky. Oh, we know how Chucky is, don't we?
Yeah. I got to take it easy sometimes on people comment on my Facebook, and then I throw some sarcastic thing, and they come back. Well, gee, Chuck, I don't quite know how to respond to that. And I'm like, dude, just relax. I'm joking.
I'll be right back. Got to change my laugh.
When are you both coming to the land down under? We were supposed to be there. You know, that was our next big adventure, was to go to New Zealand and Australia. But I don't know. You can't plan anything right now. So I think our next trip out is probably going to be somewhere in Asia. I'm not really quite sure yet, but somewhere not too far. I've got to get back to America here in the next few months and on a short trip.
I absolutely want to make it down to Australia again and New Zealand in the worst way. It would be very cool.
I think Singapore, we're going to make a trip to Singapore probably as quick as we can.
Yeah, Singapore would be awesome too. Singapore, I haven't been there in like 12 years or so. Awesome city. It's so clean. It's crazy clean.
Chris said, thank you for asking about sending Scruffy Fluffy to the dog groomer. I've got this little, I don't know, he's matted up little dog. He's a really sweet dog, but I mean, everybody in the house is dirty. The house is dirty. The people are dirty. And I did ask the guy, I said, hey, can I take your dog down to I'll pay for a grooming. And he just kind of giggled at me. And I was like, can you tell him in Thai? And he just giggled again. So I guess he's not really interested in that, but it's not my dog. So what are you going to do? I asked him initially if it was okay if I gave him a treat. And he's like, he didn't care about that. So, but what are you going to do? That's Thailand. They just, live and let live, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
It's a rough life for an animal in Thailand most of the time.
Yeah. Is what it is. It's all good. All right. Got more questions up in here. How's everybody doing? No data. You got some loud ass birds, Chuck.
Man, it's my neighbors, dude. He's got this cage with these little tiny. He put them out here a couple of years ago. I don't know why. They're very annoying. I'm used to it now, but they're little parrots in a cage, and they just. I mean, every as soon as the sun comes up or starts to peak up, they just nonstop. Like, it is what it is. Whatever.
All good. Welcome to Thailand.
Ron John, good to see you, Ron John. I'm a troll magnet. You know it.
They dig Chucky.
You know it.
They don't get nothing out of me, so they kind of get bored dealing with me. I just absolutely do not deal with them. Zero. You get nothing.
I stopped talking about it. I was doing it out of just self-entertainment. Like, it's funny to me sometimes how these. I don't want to talk about it here too much, but I stopped talking about it on my channel because I realized it was not good for my audience. Because 95% of your viewers, they don't even comment on your channel, and most of the comments are positive. You got a tiny bit that are negative, and we talk about them, and nobody cares about that. Like, nobody really cares. So I have to force myself to not entertain myself and talk about them. But yeah, sometimes I bring it on myself, but I'm learning. We got to learn as we go, That's how I am in person, though. Like, if you say something, I bark back. I mean, it's just the way I was brought up,
Exactly. All right. I guess there was a Super Channel new. I don't know anything about that one. Can't help you with that one, Carl. Sorry. Anyway, what you looking for there, Chucky?
I'm so far behind digging through this stuff. Let's see. There's so many political questions.
Yeah. Again, things I don't know. Chuck addresses them very much, but I don't. Zero politics, no religion, nothing about the Thai government, none of that stuff.
No, I don't. I don't really
don't go there.
I don't talk about that, on my channel. It's really not. That stuff is none of my business. I mean, I do talk about how some of the outcomes are affecting my daily life. That's a problem when you share daily life videos. It's not everybody's going to agree with you on everything that happens through the day. So, and people tell me that too. They like watching the videos and they don't agree with everything I say. And I would expect that. I wouldn't expect you to just, each of us should have a conversation as adults and not, we have our own feelings and emotions and thought process about everything. Chuck, when are your mom going to Thailand? Do you think she adapted? Do you think she will adapt? Yeah, you know what? It's all going to work out because I'm going to make it work out. So I'm a pretty positive person, and I'm just, we're just going to have to make it work. I mean, she's going to start a new life here in Thailand. Am I forcing her here? No. Does she want to come here? Of course she wants to come here. Do we know she's going to stay permanently here? I have no idea, but we're going to give it a shot, and I'm going to do the best I can to make it work. And, I have to take care of my mom, and I think it's a better place for her because she could do the same thing here that she does back home. I know she's probably asleep right now, so I can talk about her. So,
all right, maybe you know about this one. You see that last comment by Gator Jake there? He's helping out with Carl. Carl is asking a question there. I don't really understand the question, but maybe you do.
Let me pull it up here. Retirement question, or when they knew they could pull the plug, isn't it a valid question, or could they return the U.S.? Could they? I don't understand that either. It was probably something I missed earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. Not quite. Look at the next one there by Gator Jake. Maybe that was what they were talking about. I don't really understand it though. When did you know you could expat, and whether you still had property back in the U.S.? If they use a 4% withdrawal rate to ensure success, I don't understand. There might be some math that I'm missing there. That one, you get that one?
I don't know. I'm out.
Yep. Sorry, Carl. Don't really understand that one. No worries, brother. I'm not quite sure I'm not really sure what you're getting at. Maybe type it up a little different.
Wad man, another concern with my mom. Chuck's mom seems to have an open mind and is excited about moving to Thailand. Key ingredient for success. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she doesn't. When I first mentioned it to her, her eyes got big. She goes, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah, and then the next thing I said, I know you're going to start surfing the internet to watch videos when I leave here about Thailand. Just don't believe most of the videos that you see because most of it is not, it's negative, And then she always comes back with, hey, what about this? Or what is that? I was like, Mom, not every monk and, not every situation, not every woman's a prostitute. And, it's just on and on.
Oh, I get what you're saying there. Okay, so Elliot Harris is talking about the 4% withdrawal rate is a term that financial planners use to ensure you don't run out of money from your savings. So I don't know Chuck's situation. I have a pension, so I'm not worried about it. My pension lasts until I die, so I'm not really worried about that angle of it. So it's a little different for me. But in Chuck's situation, I'm not sure what he has going on financially.
I've talked about it a little bit when I first started, but when you talk about that, it's like talking about health or religion or politics or anything. I mean, my money's not invested in 4% savings. I mean, that you'd have to have a lot of money to make it worth just 4%. But I've got quite a few accounts in Thailand actually. A lot of them are in my wife's name because they have some really good stuff when the economy was good before all this, about 5 years ago. They had some really good long-term investment accounts in Thailand that we put quite a few in, but I don't recommend. I mean, you need to be as versatile as possible, and you don't need to put all your money definitely in one account. Somebody asked earlier, I kind of skipped it, if I felt like the banks were safe in Thailand, but yeah, I mean, I don't have. They're secured, I think, up to 1 million baht right now. It used to be, I think, 5 million, but I mean, I don't have much more than that in each one of my accounts here. So, but I feel like it's safe investing in Thailand. I mean, they're not going to steal your money.
Yeah, I do trust the banks here. I have no problems with the banks here.
I don't like talking about investment stuff. I mean, it's just not my kind of, it's not what I'm trying to show here.
It's definitely, you could go down that path for quite a way. Quite a way.
Chris, Chuck, I know you all eat at home a lot, but where do you think will be the first place you take her out to eat? Well, we won't be coming straight here, first. So my mother doesn't eat anything spicy, so it'll have to be like noodle soup, something like that. I mean, she likes Thai food. It can't be spicy. She likes spicy, but she breaks out, if she eats anything hot right now. So my mom is still here. I got to stop talking about her. A lot of questions, Mom, about you. So it's all good. I'm telling everybody how awesome it's going to be to have you in Thailand.
Legit. Do you guys have canoeing there? Yes, we do. You can like sea canoeing, and you can also canoe in the canals and that type of thing too.
Sapalat, I think you asked this question last time. Assuming Songkran is normal this year, where do you plan to be? I thought maybe you had a similar question, but yeah, always at home. Songkran is about family. Typically, if you're with a Thai person, it's about being home. That's why Bangkok pretty much empties out during that time. And that's why we had, not to bring it up again, but we had our first like big wave was Songkran last year because people were traveling so much. And then, that's how that all came about. But it's best to be around family, and we'll be 100% in NakhonPhanom. So Paige actually went to Khao San Road one time. She used to come here and visit while I was at home working, and she went with a friend of hers and celebrated on Khao San Road, and she says she would never, ever do that again. I mean, she said it smelled like piss. Somebody tried to steal her necklace off of her neck. It was chaos.
It does get pretty wild here in Pattaya when they're allowed to play with water, but it's still a lot of fun. And and there's places you can go to avoid it, but you do have to be wary that, if you're riding around on your scooter and you go down most of the like main roads and stuff like that, you're probably okay. But as soon as you go down a soy, you're fair game. Good luck. You're probably going to get wet.
Well, we still got 400 people in the chat.
It's all good. It's great to have everybody in here. We're having an awesome chat. I don't know if Chuck's getting worn out yet. I'm fine, but we can do what we got to do here.
Dude, I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep, man. I just could not. I was tossing and turning. I was like, I've already had 4 cups of coffee.
It's like, how am I gonna maintain this chat with a superstar like Chocolate Man? And like, how can I be dominant?
I wasn't actually thinking about the chat, but yeah. I was thinking, it would be really cool on this. I should save it for a surprise, but if we all got those big, giant, floating swans, and had like some kind of like swan racing or a pugil stick on the swans, I think that would be fun,
That would be a good time
out in Koh Chang. So
we'll see what we come up with. I think it's going to be interesting.
The things are expensive though, aren't they? I think they're like 1,000 baht for them thing. Sanat Sve, thank you for the $9.99. That's like my special right there, man. Thank you.
What is that?
It just seems like when I get super chats, it's always $9.99.
Oh, okay. It's all good.
I don't get it. Thank you. I thank you very much, though. Elliot Harris, Chuck and Chocolate Man, if you were to come for 90 days, which cities would you choose for your 30-day increments? That's a very good question.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be, Pattaya. I might go up north, might do Chiang Mai and then down south for sure. Somewhere in Phuket or Krabi, something like that. Maybe Krabi, probably not Ao Nang, but probably Phuket, just so you have some more options there, a little bigger area. So that would be that would give you a taste of all the areas of Thailand in general.
I agree. I would start off on that finger down south, head from Phang Na, Phuket, Krabi. You want to see a little bit of real Thailand, you can head on the other side to Chumphon, Surat Thani, and you can head down for a little bit of southern Thai and Trang province and go to, was it Koh Lipe down south? Yeah, I would head all that. You could spend a lot of time in Phuket for sure. But it seems like when people come here, they get to Pattaya, and then they've never had those sweet nothings whispered in their ear, and they just can't seem to get out of Pattaya. They go from Bangkok to Pattaya, and then sorry I missed you guys. I wish we didn't have much time. I got caught up in Bangkok. Yeah, we understand. But yeah, I agree. Down south would be the best way to go. Daz says I want to blow up, doll. Easy, Daz. My mom's still in the chat.
Yeah,
that would be funny, though.
She has no idea. Chuck already has a couple of them. But yeah. Moving on.
Klaus in the house. Tommy J, good to see you. I know all of our regulars are here. Lori, good to see you. Lori is in the house. Lori and Brent I'm picking them up, in Texas and bringing them back. It's going to be an awesome adventure.
Yeah, they seem like a very adventurous couple, so I think they're going to have an awesome time in Thailand.
I just hope we're talking about like the beginning of May, so I just hope Thailand is finished.
Really, please.
Brandon, good to see you. Brandon's always got funny comments. Chuck, just fill your 40-ounce Buc-ee's tumbler with the dark roast. I should.
Going to be mainlining coffee. Wake up, Chuck. He's going to go now win after this. It's all good. Do your thing, brother. No worries.
Mr.
Mad at you, guy.
Mr. T is in Chumphon. Yeah, I love Chumphon. And Chumphon has an airport and beautiful beaches. Sometimes I think certain times of the year the beaches aren't real clean, like they cloud up sometime, but and like sometimes they get trash that comes through there, which is a big problem. But
really cool mangrove down there. Definitely check that out. Very cool. A little park down there was pretty awesome.
Mark Wells, are you guys going to go mountain climbing, rock climbing, zip lining, bungee jumping? And man, that sounds like a lot of damn work.
Yeah, I'm down for a little zip lining out of that group. I don't know about mountain climbing and all the other stuff, but yeah, do a little zip lining. Maybe
they have that there. I got a friend of mine, Max Tours in Koh Chang. He's been off of the island ever since this has happened, but he's back now, and I've let him know that I'm going to have a large group of people, and we want to do something. I don't know if we could all do the same thing. We may have to split it up, but there's anything. We just got to let them know in advance to get it set up. That's one good thing about coming with a large group. We can we can go fishing. We can do, I figure either fishing, snorkeling, island hopping, stuff like that. We just have to get together or we can split it up,
Yeah. I don't know if everybody's going to participate in everything, so we'll just have to see how it goes. We just hope everybody's got an open mind, wants to have some fun. It's all good. What time do I normally start my walks? Early or very late in the afternoon. Like midday is absolutely no good here, especially now that we're, by March it's going to be stupid hot here again. So it's like, it's got to be before the sun's really up or down or all the way, when it's cool. Definitely.
Raphael, thank you very much for the super sticker.
Did the Tonga volcano affect Thailand at all? I don't think so. Will it be the first time for Lori and Brett to go to Thailand?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I don't know. They watch my videos enough. They probably feel like they're already there. I think I'm going to take them the route that I just talked about, but we've only got like 12 days, I think, that Brent and Lori are going to be here. So we're going to have to cram everything. We're going to fly from Bangkok, spend one night in Bangkok, fly to NakhonPhanom, stay here for a day or two, and then get in the vehicle and take the vehicle south and, head to Phang Nga, Krabi. I want to take them to Koh Lipe. I think Koh Lipe is a good tourist island,
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's the way to go. Down south is just like, if you've never been to Thailand before, that's the way to get the hooks in right there. Let them see all that absolutely gorgeous terrain down there. I think it'll be awesome.
Aaron says he's got to make another crown delivery to you. You got to.
Oh man, I hope he makes it. He's the only one who's been successful so far. There was this Mr. Mitch guy. He tried to bring me one, didn't work out so well. So yeah, I need somebody a little more reliable.
Dad says if you like rock climbing, do it in Krabi on the end of one of those little islands. Climb to the top and just jump off into the water. I did that in Hawaii, and I was stationed on Oahu, and they had a big, giant cliff that you could climb up and jump off. And it doesn't, there's like kids and regular people jumping up, but when you get up there and you look down, you're like, holy crap. Like, why did there's no other way. You're not climbing down this mountain. You have to jump. And of course I hit it wrong and bruised the whole side of my body. But, yeah.
If only you had video of that.
And I was in good shape then, so I'd probably be dead now if I did it.
Are there any volcanoes in Thailand?
The only thing is there's those hot springs when you start heading up north. I think between Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, there's quite a few hot springs throughout Thailand. But I think that's the only thing that's active on the island. Unless you know of one, I don't know.
Nope, I never really heard of volcanoes here, but yeah, there is a lot of geological stuff here, but with caves and all that, hot springs, all that. But yeah, don't know about any volcanoes here I'm aware of. Oh yeah, come on, Lori, you're gonna eat a couple grasshoppers. They're not bad. You'll dig it. It's all good.
It's gonna be fun. I know Brent. He'll be game. They're gonna see Brent. Brent's 6'4". He's a tall guy. When they see him, they're gonna be like, "Holy crap, we gotta feed this guy."
Yep. Good luck. He's gonna love it. Yeah, that's such a good time here. Such a good time. Has both your military backgrounds helped you adjust to faster than others?
I would say yes, because we got acclimated to traveling outside of our country, out of our comfort zone. And when you're in the military, you get to be around a whole lot of different cultures too. People, your closest friends, come from all over. I had a really good friend from the Philippines. I had one that was an Eskimo from Alaska. I had a buddy who was from Jamaica. A lot of them joined the military to get their citizenship, so you get to be around a whole lot of really good people in the military and get to travel. But yeah, you get to have a lot of patience in the military. You got to take a lot of shit from people that don't really know what they're doing, but they're pay grade above you. So you have to learn to do what you need to do your job around these people. And that helped out with me in life too, because even on the YouTube world, you got to deal with idiots too. So, but yeah, it helped me a lot.
Yep, totally agree. Just being I traveled to more than 70 countries. Once I became a load master on C-17s, of course we fly all over the damn world. So it was very easy to understand everywhere. Every time I got off the airplane, you're seeing a different place, different things going on, different processes for stuff, different language, different foods, and yeah, you adapt or die, or you're not going to enjoy it. Like, definitely not a job for you. If you, only like cheeseburgers and French fries, you're not going to survive. So it was lovely. It was lovely to get to experience all those different cultures. And yeah, it sets me up for the rest of my life now to go other places. I have no problem going somewhere and learning to adapt. Super easy.
Zanderman said, that's not just the military, Chuck. Jam, we talked about this really on Dave's live chat the other day. She says, as a Thai living in the U.S. for 20 plus years will be a culture shock too. Yeah, I don't know if Justine is still on here too, but she's Thai as well. And coming back to Thailand after so many years, we have quite a few friends that have moved back, and they have a very difficult time adjusting because they're so used to I'm going to just call it the Western standard, and then they speak Thai. So they're able to communicate, and sometimes it doesn't benefit them to communicate what they think needs to be done. And it's a difficult transition I think, for a lot of Thai men and women coming back to their homeland after being gone so long. So
you need to have Jam on the show after she's been back for about 2 months. Then get her on this. That would be just friggin' awesome.
I think we're going to have Jam for Sunday Fun Day. I think she wants to come over for that. So we'll get
that'll be awesome.
I hope she likes Sang Som.
You're going to learn today.
Yeah. Wig alert. Adjusting to the bum gun is easy.
No, adapting to not having a bum gun. Like in that, there's something to highlight going back to the States. I felt disgusting in the U.S. I felt absolutely dirty. Like, I had to get in the shower after, using the facilities. It was just like, it seems so strange not to have it. Like, how have we not had this in the U.S.? Like, how is it even possible that we don't use this in America? Like, we are a dirty, disgusting people. It's just gross to even think about not using it.
I bought a bidet when we were staying at our friend's house. I bought a bidet and hooked it up to the toilet. But I've got them adapted too, because they, on their boat, that they have a no toilet paper, on the boat. So they were using like a squeeze bottle, or just a water bottle with a hole in the lid. And I turned them on to the gun, the butt gun, and that seems like see, there's Lori. Yes, bum guns for all Americans. Yeah.
Yeah, man. If I ever lived back in the States or a country that doesn't use them, I would definitely install it, call the plumber, do whatever I got to do to make it happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I can't imagine living without one now.
Yeah, and this is a good question. I was going to ask James earlier. I actually know his answer, but I'll let him answer it too. But for me, I just did this really just to, it was different in America when I was doing the vlogging around the travel trailer. I just wanted to keep kind of a catalog of our trips traveling around. But coming over here, I wanted to show my friends and my family. And then, I just wanted to show how I transitioned into Thailand. And now it becomes something to where it's really entertaining for me to do the YouTube channel. It seems to be helping a lot of people. So I just, I keep on doing it for those reasons. What about you, James?
Yeah, I just, I saw so many other people doing it here in Thailand and on other places. I had friends that were doing it. It just seemed like a lot of fun, and it felt like something I could do, and it would be a challenge and it'd be a hobby. You got a lot of free time when you're retired in Thailand, you want to do something with it. I come from a photography background. I was like, okay, video is the next step. But like, let me try this. Let me see if I can be successful with this, have some fun with it. Again, came up with that weird name. I was like, all right, let's see if we get some traction on it, see what happens, see what kind of people we meet. And now it's just turned into this animal where, you get to meet. That's probably the best benefit of YouTube altogether. It's not monetization or money or anything like that. It's these relationships with complete strangers, people you probably would have never met before, that you get out of it. Like, that is probably the biggest benefit.
Exactly. Yeah. That's 100% same for me too. We're on like a bum gun.
Yeah, they're going to create bum guns better. They do matter, man. Yeah, you got to do out. You do have to do it if you're like in a strange place with a bum gum. Make sure you test it first.
Oh yeah,
or you might.
Yeah.
You may
Some
give
of them
yourself an enema.
you could peel paint, man, with that.
Yeah.
A lot of them
Always
have
test
a little valve, that
right.
a little reducer valve. But
Yep, I've definitely had to turn it down.
The ladies get in there when they're cleaning in the hotels. They just put it on full blast so they can just spray down the whole place. I'm sure,
Yep.
But you got to definitely test that. You won't do it more than a couple times before you start checking them first.
100%. Watch out. Don't get the water in.
What is the correct name for the bum gun? I don't know that there is a correct name.
Yeah. What the ties is it? Does it have a Thai name?
I don't know. Mr. T, you're in the house. What do you call a bum gun? Maybe he can answer it for us.
They're all on it now. They're loving it.
Water hose. Ron John. Bum gun. There we go. Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, how do you say that in Thai?
Let's see.
Here goes Chuck with his skills.
It looks like Gilat gum. I don't know. I can't. It's the wording. I can't. Gilat gum. I don't know.
Right,
I'm sure he's laughing at me right now.
Do they hunt over here? Can you go hunting? I don't know about that one. You know anything about that, Chuck?
Oh, that's tall Tahan. I see. I can't see. T shotgun. Oh, like a T shotgun. Very good.
No kidding. Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know much about. I've heard this was a Q&A a long time ago, and I did some research, but I forgot. But yeah, there is some hunting here, but not very. I mean, there's a lot of illegal hunting up in the mountains.
Yeah, poachers.
Yeah. We're all laughing at you. Stinky ass. James, has Chuck ever shown you his moonshine still out back?
We don't talk about that.
That's a stupid redneck joke right there. It's called a bidet.
Bum gun.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Mitch, when I first saw that too, I was like, what the hell do they have? This is what we have this on the sink at home. That's what we clean dishes with. So my first thought was, oh, well, this is odd. Like they really want to make sure the toilet's clean. Like they use this to clean the toilet. Like I guess when they go to the bathroom, like they just, I don't know.
Yep.
Explode or something and they have to clean it. So I didn't really quite understand it. And I come out of the bathroom and said, what the hell is that sprayer? And they explained it to me. I was like, that's weird. But then after you figure it out, it's like, that's brilliant. I feel like a dirty bastard,
Yep. At first I thought it was disgusting. And then, you can't live without one now. And it was like, you're just gross if you don't have one, man. It's like, how do you feel? How do you get clean?
Yeah. Jam told me the other day that she said the only reason why we're moving to Thailand, Chuck, is because my husband's a redneck just like you.
Like Chuck can do it, I can do it.
You were in on that conversation too, I think, James.
Earlier. Yeah, I was watching it.
Brent says more guns, less people. Are we still talking about butt guns?
I guess. More guns than people. They're really on this one. Well, this just proves a fact. I've said this many, many, many times. All conversations, if given enough time, will lead to poop.
Poop or beer.
Yep. Guaranteed.
But that's what the toilet paper is for, to really kind of finish. The finishing product is the toilet paper. You just don't have to use so much of it, right?
It's just drying. That's basically just drying things off. That's all you're doing at that point. But Uncle
you
Rob
still end up
sick of this.
You still end up coming out of the bathroom with, there's no towels to wipe your hands, so you instantly just kind of wipe your hands, dry them on the back of your pants. Like that's the thing to do here, you know.
Yeah, I never understood that in Thailand about the whole napkin and tissue paper thing. Like a lot of more places, like nice restaurants and stuff like that, are finally getting real paper towels. But yeah, a lot of like small mom and pop operations, they all want to use those little tissue things, and you end up using 50 of them when you could have just if you just had a really decent napkin, I would only need one. But I never understood it. Same way in the Philippines too. You hardly ever see real napkins. They have the little tissue thing. It's just completely useless. But whatever. I think they spend more money on that than they do just buying regular napkins, but it's all good.
Well, it seems like this stream has all gone to crap, so I think we're going to have to probably end it pretty soon.
Yeah, no worries, brother. No worries. Been a good one. Been a good run. Great.
Anyway,
chat.
I do appreciate you coming on here, James. I'm sure I'll have you on again. I'm probably have multiple guests on at one time soon enough, but yeah, looking forward to the trip. I guess we'll be seeing you guys in about 2 weeks, right?
Yep, for sure. It's going to be awesome.
And you're going to take, who's your passenger? Are you taking Mitch with you?
Yeah, I think Mitch will probably ride with us for sure. And hopefully, he'll either take John or Jim or whoever he's taking with him. And be all good. John.
Anyway. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you stopping in. Still have about 350 people still in the chat. I appreciate that. It was a good show. I will announce when we're gonna have another one. It might be Wednesday, it might be Saturday, it might be Sunday. I'm not sure, but I'll give you a couple days. I'm sorry, heads up on that. And I need to go take a nap.
Yep. You look rough, Chuck. You do look like you're fading a little bit, brother.
I am.
I kind of kept it going just to mess with you, and that's how I roll. It's all good.
I promise I'll be better on the next one.
Yep.
All right. Later, Tater.
I made him nervous, man. That's all it was. It's okay. You made it. You did a good job, Chuck.
All right, James. Again, man, I appreciate you coming on the show.
No worries. No worries.
Guys,
thanks for everybody came in. Thanks, mods. You guys rock.
We'll see you on the next video. Bye. I don't know why that happened.